Hey, Shalom, Makim, Shalom. First thing and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. I'm going to give double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Knows in the gospel broad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, whatever it may be. This is just a quick lesson through the spirit. I wasn't going to go overly into this. As actually, we are in Kansas City. This little fiasco between IUIC and the ISUPK, both 501c3 camps, which we know deals with taking favor from your enemy. So off the rip, they're out of pocket for that. But regardless of that, this guy who you see in the video here, we got a nickname for him, which is Bubblegum Shrimp. Okay, now anybody from Kansas City and you are down like in the Prospect area or the Westport area, then you've seen this guy before. Okay, I myself have seen him several times. I probably can count on two hands on how many times I saw this guy. Don't know his real name, but I do know he's like a Christian pastor. To me, he doesn't seem really sincere about what he does, because Jake, everything is entertainment for Jake. But I ran into him about 3 weeks ago. I was like at an event for the job, and he was allegedly down there passing out these flyers. And after we was rapping about 15 minutes, then he kind of knew who I was, because we dealt with him before. I dealt with this guy before, and we was down at Westport prophesied, and we was getting on him and bringing out the precepts and all that other stuff, man. And Jake think everything is funny, but basically his thing was, but if he can't have pork and shrimp, then he don't want to be in the kingdom. Typical shit from the mouth of a Christian, a Jake Christian at that. Like we tell you people, like Christianity is the biggest joke there is. Okay, that's the biggest joke. If you're a Christian, you a Jake, basically just go somewhere, man. All right, if you're a fucking Christian in 2023, you need to have your mental faculties corrected and checked, because everybody knows that religion is nothing but sorcery and witchcraft, and it's full of lies and deceit. You can't figure this out, then the Spirit of the Lord is definitely not resting upon you. Neither is the Spirit of the Lord dealing with this guy at all. But the Spirit had him to catch this fiasco between these two camps. Okay, both have a history of ill dealings. Okay, one is notorious with being involved with law enforcement, which is the IUIC. The other one is more on a carnal tip when it comes to bullying and being loud and just not spiritual. These men are just not spiritual. Now, it comes back to me that a while back, it was back in 2018. I remember we was down in St. Louis. It was us, Chicago camp, Jeff City, St. Louis, and I believe it was a couple of more brothers from different states. We went down to St. Louis, did a little Midwest thing a couple years ago, and we saw the ISUPK, these guys walking around the streets like they own it. Shoulder pads, football helmets. They ain't had no football helmets on, but shoulder pads. These niggas are walking down the street like they're getting ready to go to war. But I'm like, nigga, ain't nobody down here but shopping. Edomite people, Edomite women and men and children, and you got us out there prophesied. So, Spirit hopped on me to rebuke their ass. So I called them out. You know what I'm saying? And they came back around, and we think we finna have a friendly discourse at that. And these niggas pretty much, man, was getting carnal with us, man. Not to the point that they wanted to fight, because clearly they was outnumbered. But you remember these UPK guys, they're not that bright, man. And I'm not even trying to throw shade on these dudes, but, these guys ain't that bright for you to kick off a brawl with over 20 men. And, it was a lot of us at that time, even with this IUIC shit. But, they basically repping General Yohana and X, Y, and Z, which this society don't belong to Yohana, nor a street block. Okay, so the UPK has a very ill history of being carnal. Okay, we've seen them on videos with them harboring, just doing uncircumspect shit. I'm not even gonna go that far as far as saying what they doing, but regardless of it, man, both camps are not really in the graces of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, and it's being shown. Okay, now what you're looking at is the start of the video, so I'm gonna play a couple of minutes of it. And I'm going to break down where they at. All right, so here we go.
Hey, look.
This nigga.
Israelite. Israelite against Israelite. Check it out.
Now, look, brothers, this is the thing. This is the reason why the scriptures say, do nothing that the ministry be blamed. Because look at this, man. This guy is enjoying watching what's going down. Okay. Even though we got different camps, you know, our teaching slightly different from point A to point B. The fact about it is the whole world was looking at our groups, man. And we're all being lumped under one umbrella based on your stupidity or your stupidity, man. See, we supposed to be out here trying to win souls. Okay, but when you're allegedly trying to win souls and you're acting like a bunch of fucking kids, then you're going to have scoffers, man. You got people shedding a light on this. Now, while he's in no position to talk, because Christianity, I mean, the contest between the murder, death, kill rate upon your congregation is just in general, you've killed Native Americans and Hispanics in the name of Christ. You've killed Negroes in the name of Christ. You've lynched niggas in the name of Christ. The first slave ship, good ship, Jesus. Okay, pastors commit adultery. You see what I'm saying? Men being homosexuals in a church. Churches getting shot up. All types of shit goes on in the Christian church. So you be the last one to speak about infighting. And fighting is not necessarily wicked, man, if it's for a good cause. Now, yeah, they were out of order. Okay, and both camps are wicked. But regardless of it, you can't change a brawl room scuffle and make it seem like the whole organization is wicked because Jake fight. And we're going to get the account of when Moses intervened between two Jakes and broke it up and they came against Moses, man. So, yes, fights do happen, especially being in his flesh. But to fight over a city block that neither one of you own is stupidity. Okay, so let's go. Now, this is 31st and Prospect, okay? One of the most degenerate spots in Kansas City you can go. I believe on this side, this is basically the library. Then across the street, you have a Sunfresh, you got a Popeyes. Okay, you got a Foot Action across the street. And I know that because I've done city work in this area. Okay, so I'm familiar with the area. Also, we did like an outreach for the job down in this area. And coincidentally, this Bubblegum Shrimp guy, he was in the area because he lives in the area. Okay, he knows the neighborhood very well. Okay, but this is 31st and Prospect. Basically, no fruit is here. Okay, this is a dry ground. This is dry land. It's scorched. It's parched. Okay, like Yahweh Shai say, what good thing could come out of Nazareth? Okay, not one good thing. This is the hood. There's a lot of fucking murderers, drug dealers, crackheads, druggies, prostitutes. And you ain't reaching no fruit out here. But see, Nate had these guys to go down there because he has that 501c3. And basically, he only could speak so much about Esau. Because a couple years ago, them niggas was getting on us because they said, all thing y'all do is prophesy against the white man. Well, we said, well, you niggas never prophesied against the white man. Why? Because you sold out to him. So what he do, he sent his men to the hood for basically for nothing because they ain't getting no fruit out there. And the fruit that IUIC do have is from the surrounding states that come in fellowship with them and a bunch of men that see the classes online and decides to come out and learn. Okay, but there's no fruit over here. There's no elect here. This shit has already been condemned. I've prophesied over here like twice, and this was probably back in 2014. And that was it. Never came back, never cared to come back, and don't plan on coming back. Okay, the scriptures say go in a chief place of concourse. This is not the chief place of concourse. Yes, it's a very busy street. It is a lot of people that cross this intersection, but you are reaching people that don't give a fuck about what you're teaching. Okay? And if ISUPK was spiritual, they would know that, but they went there to build on another man's foundation because in IUIC's defense, IUIC goes to this spot often more times than not. Sometimes they out there, sometimes they're not. But this is the spot that they prophesied in Kansas City. I've seen them down here and I've seen them on our old turf in our same exact spot in Westport. It's called the Westport area. It's basically like a Comos area, chief place of concourse. You got shopping centers, restaurants, bars, and shit. Nightlife is pretty cracking down there. Okay, I haven't prophesied in Westport probably since probably 2020, 2021. We did one main camp there, and that was it. But prior to the shutdowns in 2020, we shook the dust off that place because I was in Westport from 2016, I want to say to 2019, 2020. That's when we left, and we're like, you know what? We've got all our food because every brother in my camp that came in Westport. You know, whether it be the winter, summer, fall, whatever. But they all came in at the area that we was located, and we realized there wasn't any more fruit there. So the spirit hopped on us to go downtown Kansas City. where we at right now in the midst of everything. So that's where we're at. So there ain't no fucking fruit out here, man. But in IUIC's defense, this is the area of primary that they prophesied at. So UPK, they had no dealings on going here. They shouldn't have been here. Okay, you're asking for problems now. Okay, so here we go. Matter of fact, Salakia, I'm sorry, brothers. Let me get a precept. I don't want to keep ranting, man. Okay, so this is the book of Matthew 10, and I'm gonna start at verses 6. It says, "But rather go ye to the lost sheep of the house of Israel." Okay, which that's what we do. "As ye go preach, saying the kingdom of heaven is at hand." Okay, this is what we do. "Heal the sick, clean the lepers, raise the dead, cast out devils. Freely ye have received, freely give." Now we're doing this in a spiritual sense now. Okay, several times we had healed the sick. We put hands on brothers. We've cast demons off brothers. You know, we've healed them. Okay, but freely ye have received, freely give. "Provide neither gold, nor silver, nor brass in your purse, nor scrip for your journey, nor 2 coats, neither shoes, nor yet stays. For the workman is worthy of his meat. And into whatsoever city or town ye should enter, inquire who in it is worthy, and there abide till ye go thence." Okay, now, ain't nobody fucking here worried, man. Okay, y'all go out there to promote your IUIC brand. Okay, you're not going out there looking for the hopeful elect, because if you were going out there looking for the hopeful elect, this fiasco never would have happened. Now, judging case, shit do happen. Okay, we was young before we got into close court. We got into close calls out there in Westport. You know, niggas wanted to run up. We've been threatened. You know what I'm saying? We almost had to, you know, put hands on. You know, shit happens over the years. But you get older, you move wiser, and then you realize this ain't about throwing hands with niggas. The Lord gonna deal with all that. But if they was really promoting the elect, they would go in the chief place of concourse with all walks of life. Not just a bunch of dry bones, because you ain't gonna get nothing but grimy niggas over here. I'm surprised y'all wasn't ran off that corner yet, because the drug dealers, they own that spot lock, stock, and barrel. And we'll prove that if you look up, that's a police camera up there. Well, that's a 5G camera, Salakia. But it's still some type of surveillance thing, because they can see the whole intersection. So they know what's going on down here. You see? But, you know, Jake being simple, this is what they do. And it says here, "In whatsoever city or town ye should enter, inquire who in it is worthy, and there abide till ye go thence. And when you come into a house, salute it. And if the house be worthy, let your peace come upon it. But if it be not worthy, let your peace return unto you," man. Okay, so fuck it. Okay, it says, "And whosoever should not receive you, nor hear your words, when ye depart out of that house or city, shake off the dust of your feet," man. Okay, point blank, period. Jake ain't getting the word down here, so you shake the dust off. Even if ISUPK was posted up on y'all spot, because really, this says Prospect Avenue. It does not say IUIC way or ISUPK way. Now, giving respect for your fellow Israelite, you know where they're teaching, you know this is where their men come in at, then you let them do what they do. Like, we would never go here and post up on that turf. For one thing, that's just unethical. Second of all, that's just not what we do. That's stupid. Third of all, this is where they teach at. Let them have that. Okay, and ISUPK, they should have known that and been spiritual enough to say, well, look, this is them brothers' corner. Let's go somewhere else. But see, they trying to start shit, trying to intimidate people by teaching on that corner. But you don't fucking do that, man. Now, if you have a dispute with the doctrine, then you go up and you dispute doctrinal preferences. But you don't go there and post up on that shit. The scriptures say, build not on another man's foundation, and we'll get that. But see, if IUIC was spiritual, then they would have read the scripture and say, "Hey, whosoever not hear your words, shake off the dust of your feet." Y'all should have been like, you know what, brothers, man, y'all got it. Y'all speak. We'll go to another corner if it's that deep. Because if you're really concerned about waking up souls, you ain't fighting over no fucking corner, man. You're like, all right, you know what? It's a million corners in Kansas City. Let me go here. Maybe the Spirit saying, let's go here. Let's try this. And you may get somebody. Because at the end of the day, this is about winning souls, man. This ain't about who's the toughest, who can hit the hardest, who got the most members. But these are two carnal groups. One that I highly suspect is involved with law enforcement because they're leaders. Okay, and we believe that their leaders sold out. You know, but the congregation, they would never expect it or believe it because they're brainwashed. And then ISUPK, they just a whole different breed of niggas, man. But anyway, let's hear what Bubblegum Shrimp said. And let's look at some of this because the fight starts off at 15 minutes. But here we go.
Leave me alone. Go ahead, deal with. Leave me alone. Go work with them. Leave me alone.
See, this the buffoonery, man. You're a grown man, but you're yelling out, "Leave me, dude." You're a grown ass fucking man. This is not a joke. But see, when they look at this, this is funny to them. It's comedy to them. If this guy was really about teaching the word of the Heavenly Father, he would have been disgusted at this and not trying to get a laugh out of it, man. And you know it's bad when the shit makes Sarnetta TV because Sarnetta is looking to capitalize on anything he can, just being a demon. Okay? But anyway.
When you talk against the laws of God, when you blaspheme the laws of God, when you lie and you say that vengeance is not a commandment, we shall not be forgiven unto them. And whosoever is against the Son of Man, whosoever is against the Holy Ghost,
And that's folly, man. Okay, that's stupidity. Why would you even go? Like, it don't even make any sense. You got a whole place down the block. You could have went to 35th and Prospect. Same group of people, same grimy ass jakes, etc. Okay, this is why the Lord told us what we told. He says, "But verily I say unto you, it should be more tolerable for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah in the day of judgment than for that city. For behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves." It says, "Be ye there harmless as dove. Be therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves," man. Okay, wise, bro. This is why I encourage my group out here, man. We have to move around. We have to let's move silently, man. Don't get involved with all the camp going back and forth bullshit, man. Don't be running up to other camps and doing X, Y, and Z. Now, if somebody come past the camp and, they say shalom, then that's cool. But brothers, don't make it to go out your way to go engage with these guys, man. Because, hey, for the simple fact, they already have their beliefs sealed. They believe that, hey, the mark of the beast is whatever their leader said it is. So fuck it, let them have it. Okay, we ain't got shit to prove to these people. We are not in the process of proving ourselves to these people. We're in the process of trying to wake up the hopeful elect so we can get salvation, man. Okay, I got the terminology, let dead dogs lay. Okay, in both of these camps, they're basically, they're going backwards. And I'll say that much. But it says, "Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues, and ye should be brought before governors and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles." Okay, so you think that this doesn't apply to them dudes too? Okay, this ain't just talking about great millstone. Though Yahushua was telling this to his disciples, but if you call yourself a Hebrew Israelite, all of us are going to be on the chopping block one way or another. Whether we get caught up here or not, all of us are going to be pretty much accused of doing something or having some type of nefarious act and treason. Okay, and you other groups, you're no different. Just because you don't affiliate yourself with Great Millstone or you refrain from talking about the so-called white man because you sold out for him, that doesn't mean that you're not going to be held accountable for what you are teaching. And when Esau sees this, he lumps us all up in one basket. Okay, sure, he knows who's who. He knows the difference between GMS, IUIC, and ISUPK. But you think he gives a damn? No. He's the devil. Okay? And this is nothing but confusion, man. All right, so let's get that to Corinthians real quick. 1 Corinthians 14. All right. Corinthians 14, and I'm going to start at verses 33. It says, "For Yahweh is not the author of confusion, but of peace is in all the churches of the saints." So if you call yourselves saints, being men of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, this is not supposed to go down like this. Okay, you're supposed to come to a common agreement. Like, look, all right, we here every week, 3 o'clock, and have y'all want to take the load and leave and go somewhere else? Cool, we appreciate it. Shalom. Or if you know them niggas wasn't budging, then you should have been like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just go. We'll come back next week. And just set up the camp, and do the work. But I think PK was here earlier than the IUIC because IUIC, this is their spot. I've drove past several times and I've seen them out there. So they do have grounds. This is the spot that they go. Okay, they do not go downtown. They do not go down to Power and Light. They go to Westport sometimes, and then they come down here mainly. I think they only go to Westport when it's like a big event, but the ISUPK, I've never seen them going out here. Okay, this is like the second or third time I've actually encountered them. And the first time, we shalommed them, and they ain't even say shit to it. They ignored us and kept walking. we shalom them, you know, we say, hey, shalom, Akim. They just looked at us like, man, fuck y'all niggas, and kept it moving, and we just kept preaching. So we cursed them out, and they kept going, you know. So, hey, man, beware. But it says, for Yahweh is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all the churches of the saints, okay? The Lord is not the author of confusion, okay? This was some man-made, generated bullshit, okay? Pride. And it says here, let all things be done decently in order. Now, IUIC did subdue those guys, okay, because it is more, but a lot of information is coming out about how it was an undercover cop in the process and how a guy had a gun on him. This shit goes many ways because we do know, and I believe that IUIC is affiliated with the police, man. Okay, they look like they got frat boys in there. Like, it's the whole goddamn, what do you call it, fraternity at the end? Not a fraternity, but a fraternity at the end of the day. Because their leadership, they look like they're some type of fraternal order or some type of brotherhood outside of the truth. Okay, it's a lot of question marks about what type of shit their leadership is in, because hey, it trickles on down from their stances, from the marches to the signs, okay, to the way that the garments are shaped, from the 501c3, from the gag orders they got against Esau for not teaching. You know, it's very questionable as to what these guys are doing behind closed doors. And information came out on these guys from people that left the group and stated that, look, man, these guys are juiced in with the fucking feds or with the police. Okay, I can really believe that. Okay, this is why we tell you brothers to don't engage these guys, man. Okay, especially not coming up to that platform. You never know what can happen. All right. So I'm gonna fast forward a little bit.
I want to address this article. Did it for my parents. Verily I say unto you.
Just the fact, look how they standing on the line. I mean, that looks Masonic, okay? The scriptures ain't tell us to line up and fucking march 24/7. You see, and then another group is wearing black, which, you know, you go back into the ancient world, the ancient Chimrooms, I believe they was called Kimrooms or Chimrooms. They were basically prophets of, I believe they believe in like Baal, if I'm not mistaken. And they wore black cloaks and they were a bunch of niggas. You can read about that in Zechariah. And what's the chances that UPK come in the spirit of ancient Israelites? Okay, they didn't worship Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai as being a god. They hid behind it, but yet they had other practices at art, so to speak. So both groups are very questionable, especially in leadership, you know.
Israel united in Christ Jesus. God says wherever this gospel is preached in the whole world, because here in IUIC, under the Most High God, we go throughout the whole doggone world. You understand? We are in Ecuador, we are in Brazil, we were all throughout Africa. You see how when you read this, he trying to address this. Not just one black, not just one solid black in Kansas City. He don't want to address this. They show us address this. That this woman have to say about one of their members had sex with a gay white man. So here we keep God's commandments, and we gonna bring out God's commandments, and we gonna stand on God's commandments to the end. He can't walk it over here until he stand up his article. 1973, Red 63rd Drive in Kansas City, Kansas. If you want to learn about salvation, put the choice.
But now that we talking about that homosexual act that they did in that group, what are they doing? What are they doing? He brought his gay ass back over this time, didn't he? He can't address this. You understand? Read it again.
It's fight! It's fight! It's fight! It's fight!
See, where the fuck is that at in the scriptures, man? That's fucking confusion and madness. All that gimmicky shit. The Lord just said go out there to the highways and the byways and teach Israel, man. He didn't say do all that madness. Whatever, you know Jake, man.
And press also reported.
So basically they closed out. So that's basically them closing out. Okay, which is a smart thing to do. Okay, close out, go down the street, do what y'all got to do, right? But see, this is where it gets kind of tricky.
That George Lewis using the
because there's already tension between the two groups.
name had now been Israel. Has been connected. He was connected with who? With the Israel. With the what? With the Israel. With the what? With the Israel united in Christ. Now what you gonna say about that? Now them sisters gotta pack up and leave.
Okay, so I see what happened. It looked like IUIC kicked it off, but the guy in the red actually kicked it off. So, okay, I thought that the IUIC kicked it off, but they didn't. Okay, it looked like it was already some heated exchange, but this is what happened.
Israel with the what? With the Israel united in Christ. Now, what you gonna say about that? Now them sisters gotta pack up and leave.
And that show you how stupid your 100 guys are. Like, okay, it's 15, 20 guys in purple. It's 3 of y'all. You gonna swing? I mean, I get y'all defending, but at the end of the day, y'all looking for a fight, man. Why would you go up against that many guys? This is a battle you not gonna win, bro. Unless the Lord gave you spiritual power, and we don't see that happening. But regardless of that, that's stupid. You asked for it. The tension was already there. Okay, it looks like he tried to move the chair, and dude went back and got offended, and then bam, blows was exchanged.
You better not move. You better not move. You better not move. I got police. You better not move. You better not move. Stand still, bro. Stand your ass still. Stand your ass still.
And you know what's so crazy? You know, now I'm looking at the video now. Honestly speaking, IUIC, you know, even though I don't fuck with neither one of the camps, but you know, that's what the fuck you ISUPK niggas get, man. Okay, for trying to fuck with people. Like, it's 30 guys up there. You are seriously gonna try to fight 30 people, man? Like, how stupid can you be? And they subdued you guys, man. Okay? So, like, dude, like, this is fucking madness, bro. Now, this looks bad on the whole ministry, because not only that other groups fall, we fall under that umbrella too, because now when they see us, they gonna be looking at us like, okay, what you niggas doing now? And the spirit is so cold, we didn't even go out that day. The Lord didn't even have us to go out that day. We set up camp earlier, so the Lord didn't even have us to go out Saturday. That's the spirit. Y'all call all Yahweh Shemi how we shy, because who's to say if UPK would have tried to run up on us? You know what I'm saying? They probably would have tried to run up on us, and then who knows? Would have been out there brawling with them niggas, man. You know, regardless. But hey, the Lord is beautiful. But this is the book of 2 Corinthians 6, and I'm gonna start at verses 3. It says, "Giving no offense in anything, that the ministry be not blamed." Okay, so now UPK, you already have a blot on you as being carnal anyway. You wear black. You already look like the Black Panthers. I mean, that's already strikes against you. You know, but it says, "But in all things approving ourselves as the ministers of Yahweh, in much patience, in afflictions, in necessities, in distresses, in stripes, imprisonments, tumults, in labors, and watchings, and fastings, by pureness, by knowledge, by long suffering, by kindness, by the Holy Ghost, by love unfeigned, by the words of truth, by the power of Yahweh, by the armor of righteousness, on the right hand and on the left," man. Okay, "by dishonor and honor, by evil report and good report, as deceivers yet true," man. Okay, so even scriptures tell you to take the low on certain instances. It ain't you being a punk. It ain't about you no coward. No, man. We supposed to be coming in the example of Yahweh Shai, man. Okay, like one thing about GMS, people would say about us, yeah, we're rough. You know, we'll curse your ass out, but we're very approachable. Okay, you can come up to our camp and you can get edified, and hey, we deal with who deals with us. Okay, we don't just, I mean, yeah, we had our time when we just, you know, in the spirit, we would say, nah, this ain't for you. But most time when people come up and ask questions, we dialect with them. They come up and they ask questions unless they're being a demon, then we dismiss them. But you rarely see us get into it with people. Okay, we say what we got to say, and they go up the street, whether they hear it for bear. All right, what is that? Romans, in the book of Romans, the 12th chapter. This is Romans 12, and I'm going to start at verses 9. It says, "Let love be without dissimulation. Abhor that which is evil," okay? Y'all should have avoided that. Somebody should have just left. And it looked like they were getting ready to pack up, but that guy wanted to fight with him. It says, "Cleaving to that which is good. Be kindly affectioned to one another with brotherly love and honor, preferring one another," okay? So you like, hey, brother, fine, y'all can have it. Because that would have made them look stupid, because they didn't go there to wake up the elect. They went there for a fucking fight. But see, when you heap hot coals upon the motherfucker's head, they start to question if what they was doing was the right approach or not. Okay, sometimes you got to just feed a best time serve a dish, fucking dish, serve it cold, man. You know, he's expecting a rah-rah out of us. Hey, let him have it. All right, bro, you got it, man. Hey, I hope y'all get some fruit out here, man. That'll fuck them up, you know? And then that will make them look like you could teach a motherfucker a lesson without all that shit. Because you never know, that one act of kindness, and we're not saying being pushovers, because, hey, believe it or not, you fuck one of ours, man, hey, the spirit of the Lord will prevail. Okay, I mean, shit, look, the carnal side of me is all for throwing hands with a nigga, but that's the carnal side. That ain't the spiritual side. You know what I'm saying? We men at the end of the day. But, you know, that can plant a seed of righteousness. Like, okay, this man took the low, you know, he ain't even on it. He's out here trying to do the work of the Lord. You know what? Hey, man, somebody could take that example and they can live off that. There's many ways to do it, bro. It's more than one way to fish. But it says, abhor that which is evil and cleave to that which is good, but be kindly affectionate to one another for brotherly love and honor, preferring one another. Not as slothful in business, fervent in the spirit, serving the Lord, rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation, continuing in instant prayer, distributing the necessity of the saints, giving to hospitality, okay? But bless them which persecute you, bless and curse not, and rejoice with them that do rejoice, and weep with them that do weep, okay? But be of the same mind towards one another, mind not the things, but condescend to men of low estate, but be not wise in your own conceits, man. Recompense no man evil for evil. Provide things honest in the sight of all men. And if it be possible, as much as lieth in you, live peaceably with all men. This is why we don't go down the street smacking Edomites upside the head. Okay, putting wicked 2/3 of that. This is why we don't do those things. We have to live peaceably among all men. I got an Ishmaelite neighbor downstairs. Yeah, sure, I'm pretty sure he can't stand my guts. Hey, I feel the same way about him, but guess what? I see him. If he speak, I speak, vice versa. That way we don't have no animosity. Okay, until he takes it there with me, then we good. You know what I'm saying? So live peaceably with all men. All right, another precept. Foundation. Yep, Romans 15:20. It says, yea, so I have strived to preach the gospel, not where the anointed was named, lest I should build on another man's foundation. Okay, yet, so I strive to preach the gospel, not where Yahushua was named. Okay, so if you're striving for the gospel, you're not going to set up a camp on GMS going like, okay, well, we teach at, we know if niggas on bullshit, we come out there this week and nigga on our corner prophesied. You know what I'm saying? It's been accounts of shit like that, you know, but you let them niggas have it. Let them have it. You know, like I remember when I was by myself and my second in command in the camp, the beloved brother, which Lord's will, you know, he's anyway, long story short. So I was going to prophesy to my spot and it was a whole nother camp up there. And I'm like, oh shit, you know, there's another camp and I've never seen them before. And, you know, and then I was kind of still young. So I didn't really know what to do, but I just waited in my car and I was like, okay, I'm gonna let them get the word out. But the Lord allowed me to see something through the spirit because the brother second in command of my camp, he had the GMS garment on. Everybody else was in a t-shirt garment, but he actually had a long garment on according to the scriptures. So I went out there and I listened to him, and then me and him started rapping, and then the Lord used that opportunity to get that brother, get that fruit, and then he helped me build up the camp. You know what I'm saying? So certain things work for certain reasons, but I didn't say, get the fuck off my corner. This is why I prophesied that. Though I prophesied there, I was like, I'm going to let them speak and then I'm going to go and do my thing, you know? But regardless of that, you know, there's certain ways you handle shit. Now, I'm sure if they have known I was there, they probably wouldn't have went, or they probably knew I was there, but they was like, well, look, it's just one guy. Ain't nobody here. We seen some guys here before. They ain't here no more, you know? But regardless of that, it says, so I've strived to preach the gospel, not where the anointed was named, lest I should build on another man's foundation. So if you know that IUIC is there, then go some fucking where else, man. Okay, it's a billion corners in Kansas City, bro. Pick your corner and stay there. You know, and honestly speaking, you should have more than one spot that you kind of rotate from. You know, and honestly speaking, we finna start rotating a little bit more. But yeah, we have 3 main spots. We went down to the plaza, then we went to Westport, then we went all the way downtown, bro. It's a straight line. So we alternate between different spots out here. But downtown is our main area because it's the chief place of concourse, okay? And we've had people that came up and deal, and everybody sees us. Whether a motherfucker come up and deal or not, the fact that we're out there and people know where to find us if they need to get in, or if they need to, you know, get the understanding of the scriptures. All right.
Oh shit! You got him, Jeff. Man, I knew that was coming.
And these guys, they got linked to the cops, man. Their leader was an ex-cop. So right there should tell you.
Look at IUIC go to put their cooler over there by them.
Israel united in Christ. He was definitely not in the ISUPK to be wrong. He was that man. Every evil work is used when there's peace.
You see, before you flip the camera, Jake took that cooler and put it back over there. So that shows you that they already had, you know, it wasn't just a chair that set it off, you know. It was a build-up.
Hey, these guys is here. The purple guys is trying to push the other guys out the way. They turn their speaker their direction and they move their cooler in their section. Just look at the speaker. It's facing the other Israelites. Check it out. And we know power.
And I know that nigga, man. I see him several times. I see him all the time. You know.
Over here. That's right. We ain't no power. That's right with us.
So yeah, we got regulars here, man. You know. But this is the book of Acts 7:24. It says here, and seeing one of them suffer wrong, he defended him and avenged him that was oppressed and smote the Egyptian. For he was supposed to have brethren would have understood how that Yahweh by his hand would deliver them, but they understood it not. And the next day he showed himself unto them as they strove, and would have set them once again, saying, sirs, your brethren, why do ye wrong another? Okay, Moses was like, what the fuck y'all fighting for, man? We ain't the enemy. Our enemies are the Egyptians. What are we doing? Okay, so Jake shouldn't be fighting each other, man. I don't give a damn what camp you in. Yeah, we have different doctrines and we battle back and forth over the word of the Most High, but it should never come to throwing blows, man. Okay, it shouldn't come to that point. This is an embarrassment because at the end of the day, we're all Israelites. But, you know, certain Jakes don't see it that way because you have brutes in this thing. And the Lord going to deal with them guys. And it says here, but he that did his neighbor wrong thrust him away, saying, who made thee a ruler and a judge over us? It says, would thou kill me as didst the Egyptian yesterday? Then Moses fled at this saying, meaning he got out of there and was a stranger in the land of Midian where he begot 2 sons, man. Okay, but the point about it is he went to break up 2 fights between 2 Israelites, and basically they flipped the script on him and saying, man, who the fuck are you? Okay, and that's what these guys are saying to us. Like, hey, man, who the hell are you GMS dudes? You ain't nobody. And it's the fact you shouldn't be fighting each other anyway. Okay, so Titus 3:1. Put them in mind to be subjects to principalities and powers, to obey magistrates, to be ready to every good work, to speak evil of no men, to be no brawlers, okay, but gentle, showing all meekness unto all men. Okay, it says, for we ourselves also were sometimes foolish, disobedient, deceived, serving diverse lusts and pleasures, living in malice and envy, hateful and hating one another. But after that kindness and the love of Yahweh our Savior towards men appeared, not by works of righteousness which we have done, but according to his mercy he saved us, and by washing of regeneration and renewing of the Holy Spirit, man. But the point is, no brawling, man. Okay, I understand shit happens, but if anything, you don't want to be brawling with another Israelite, bro. That's just not how we do things because, like I said, Esau was looking at us. He got us all under the scopeo. All right, and you niggas from ISUPK, you have a history of doing dumb shit like that. IUIC too, okay? Neither one of you are in the clear. But regardless of it, man, that shit is off. And that's wickedness, man. Last precept. This is the book of Proverbs 15. Proverbs 15. I'm going to start at verses 1. It says, a soft answer turn away wrath, but grievous words store up anger. Okay, the tongue of the wise uses knowledge aright, but the mouth of fools poured out foolishness, man. Okay, and that's the point. That was a bunch of foolishness, a bunch of confusion. Okay, both camps were trying to antagonize each other. They bringing out the IUIC's history, and then they bringing out their history, and they're blasting, turning their speaker. It's all madness, man. That's why the scripture says, soft answer turning away wrath, but a grievous word store up anger. And you have to know when to tell a motherfucker to fuck off, or you got to know when to tell a nigga to say, you know what, you got it, bro. Until somebody offend your direct person and invading your space and your face and touch you, then sometimes shit can just be avoided, man. All right. But we do understand we're in the times that people will try and they will come up and they will try to provoke you to get you to do something crazy so you can be locked up, man. But anyway, with that, all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And with that, shalom and a ball. Shalom.